time for a Scraplift Crafternoon, and I am here with, let me show you the layout first. It's this guy here, and it is by Josefine VanDer Hoeven. She does have, I think she might be on the Cocoa Vanilla design team because this was posted on the Cocoa Vanilla. Yes, she shows design team here. It's on their website using this No Limits collection. And I'll put a link below. She does have a channel, but for this particular layout, I do not believe she did an actual process video, but she does have a channel. So I'll share that below. And you'll notice here, she's got some mixed media. It's on like a white cardstock mixed media. And then she's kind of got this star, you know, motif kind of going behind a layered, lots of layers here, which I'm happy about because I'll show you in a second. And then a bunch of the little ephemeras and stuff tucked in there, which I'm really excited about because I do have this collection. And all I really have left is, I have 2 sheets of paper left, full sheets, which is this sheet here and this sheet here. I don't think I'm going to use this sheet. I'm going to set it aside. I do like these stars, and that's kind of a nice neutral kind of colorish, so I'm going to use that maybe at another time. This one here, I'm going to cut out. I'm going to have to fussy cut these stars, so I'm going to set it aside. I'm not going to do that on camera because it takes a while, but I'll do that. But I do have this white piece of cardstock. So I'm going to do that. And then I have a whole bunch of like scraps. That's what I have. So that's good for the layering piece of it. And I actually have a star die. So I may cut out some of this scrap stuff with the die as well. So we'll see how that goes. I do still have 2 of the sticker sheets here, mostly filled up if I'm honest. I have the chipboards. I do have the titles. And I have a bunch of these little guys here. What I'm going to do is, for the mixed media, I did pull out some Stampin' Up! Inks here that I think go pretty well. I'm going to use this because this is kind of what I was using. Go pretty well with these colors. I think that's going to look pretty cool. So I pulled those out. I think I'm going to call this Good Times. This is my daughter, my husband, and I were at an event. And I think this is kind of cute. So I think this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use Good Times as my title. So that's going to be cute. I have a couple of old stamps, y'all. This one is from Club Scrap from 2004. Y'all, I've been scrapbooking a long time. But it looks kind of mixed media-ish, so I'm going to use that. And then I have this is to kind of add just some texture, I think. And then I'll probably also do some splatters and whatnot. So anyway, this is what I've got going on here. So let me go off camera because, like I said, I'm going to fussy cut those stars. Maybe cut some other little stars. And I'll come back on camera when I start doing the mixed media piece. All right, talk soon. Well, y'all, this is one of those mixed medias that I start putting it together, and about halfway through doing it, I thought, oh my good Lord in heaven, I'm gonna have to start completely over. That happened one other time. I was doing a, I think it was a Disney layout, and I did some color, and it just didn't turn out the right colors. Now, in this case, I decided just to go with it. I think I've said this before. Sometimes you just keep on going, and eventually, you know, you're able to make it work because you get creative, and that's kind of the point, isn't it? So I start off with this yellow, I think it was called Saffron, So Saffron. Is that right? Yeah, So Saffron, Stampin' Up! Ink, and I've got this stamp, and that's okay. I was a little disappointed at how square it looked. I have another one I might have should have used, but it's okay because I go, well, okay, it's going to be up underneath these stars. It's fine. And so I start with the yellow, and I kind of fill all that in. I think, okay, that looks fine. And then I pull out this orangey color here, and the name of that is called Cajun Craze. And I remember that being like a seasonal deal. And it's kind of weird because it has almost like glittery stuff in it, which tells me I must have got something on it. And it wasn't very juicy. Let me just be real. It was not very juicy, so I struggled with it. I did put a mouse pad up underneath this paper to see if I couldn't get impressions better out of it. I wasn't worried about, you know, real sharp impressions or anything because I don't have like a quote image, but I was struggling to get that color. And I thought, I saw those after I got those down. I thought, I don't think I want the blue to look like that. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do packaging technique with this blue. And I did this, and I get that big old water blue right there. And I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, I don't know about that. So I try to recover. You know, I take my packaging and I kind of make it, and I'm sitting there looking at it, y'all. Look at me. I'm sitting there going, oh my goodness. I don't know. It looked a little muddy to me. It looked a little muddy, but in the end, I think we recover. I get out my little grid stamp, and I decide, okay, I'm gonna put a couple three stamps of that on there, and that actually helped it a lot. In the inspiration layout, I think she might have had a little word, like scripty word stamp in the background, but I didn't go there because I thought, okay, I have got enough stuff going on. I'm gonna see how these stars look. So I kind of lay them down there, and I think, okay, well, that's not too bad. And I knew I was still going to put more ephemeras and goodies and stuff, and I'm looking at the picture on it, and I'm like, okay, I think this is going to work. Like I said, I got a little bit scared after I first put it down there. I thought this isn't going to work. And then I pull it off and I think, okay, but you need some splatters, because even with the stamps, you know, kind of looking mixed media-ish, I definitely needed some splatters. So I do go ahead and pull out that orange color again, though, because I think, okay, I've got plenty of blue. Let me put some of this orangey color down on here that's, you know, a little more fine, misty, I guess, looking. And so I use my little paintbrush, and I, you know, use my packaging and my ink, and I just get little splatters everywhere. And again, I think I'm recovering, you know, I'm recovering. Like I said, you saw me sit there for a second and really stare at that. Anyway, I'm going to cut over here because I got to let that dry for just a brief second, and I've got my stars glued down now. I've got them where I think I want them, and I actually only end up shifting one little star a little bit later on after I get my layers on my picture built. But now I'm just going to start using these scraps to build some layers, and I don't really, I'm not really using scientific method here. I do look at the main picture, though, and I'm thinking, okay, I got a little white border. I end up mounting that on a little bit darker, in fact, I think it's that paper right there that you see the dark blue there. I'm going to end up mounting that. I haven't yet. I'm still looking at these layers here, and I'm looking at this green that has this watercolory stuff, and I like that. So I like these three right here. I've got like that little light color, I got that wood grain, and then I've got that green kind of paint splattery looking stuff. But then I'm looking at thinking, okay, but I still need to separate my photos some kind of way, and that blue is what catches my eye next. And I think, I think I can make a little photo mat, and that looked out just perfect. I'm able to put that on there, and I really like that picture with that white border with that navy blue mat on it. So I'm going to trim that off just real quick off camera and come back over here. And that's when I decide I'm going to scuff the edges of all these things. So I decided to take my little, what is this thing? I think it's a Tim Holtz. It's real old. I've got two of these, thankfully, because I set them down sometimes and I can't find them. And right now I do have a bit of a mess. You'll see me a little bit later. I start picking things up just a little bit. I try not to put too much of that on camera, but sometimes I'm mid-project and I go, I can't find nothing. I got to put stuff away. So anyway, I'm just going to scuff these up. And I actually really like how these layers turn out. I think it's kind of similar to how she did hers. I mean, hers looks a little, you know, off-center here and there and everywhere. I didn't copy exactly, obviously, because I just couldn't, but I actually really like how this turns out. I am noticing she did a few splatters on the top of her layers, and I don't do that. I just don't do that, so it's not exact. But anyway, so I'm going to glue my little layers all together here, and then I'm going to put them on my green. I do need to trim the green down just a tad. I think it's a little bit too long. And I'm happy with my little photo cluster here. This looks kind of good. Oh, I still got to glue it back. I got to glue it all together. Oh, decide I got to scuff the edge of that. This is one of those layouts. I actually feel like I might have done something similar. This collection just really lends toward like a grunge feel, which I think is cool. My style has really evolved over the years. I used to be a little more clean lines, a little more straight edges, you know, not so much mixed media. And then I started kind of venturing in there, sticking my toe in the water with little sprinkles here and there. And then these latest couple months here with these various hops and challenges stuff, I've gotten out there with my stamps and my inks. And I get scared initially, and then I just keep on going, and actually I end up kind of liking it. So, okay, I'm going to glue my photo mat or my photo cluster down here. And I've decided, as I said earlier, the title's going to be this Good Times. While I'm doing that, let me remind you guys, I think I forgot to say it in the intro, this is a Scraplift Crafternoon. So you should see down below links for Kristen with Scrapping on the Fly, Tara, I don't know that she's named her channel, and I'm so sorry, Tara, if you have, but I'll have her link down there, and then Anna with Peace Craft Love. She has a little shop and everything, so y'all also check out her little shop. She's constantly got little sales and little like cool stuff going on. I think she has a mixed media kit. I think it's still available. If you like mixed media, you might check that out too. She puts a whole little kit together for you, so you don't have to think so hard, and you can play with some mixed media. Anyways, I'm going to put my good up on foam here. I'm going to cut away because this does take me just a second to put these little foam tapes on here. And I'm going to make you sit there and watch me do all that. So now I've got my foam tape up on good. So good is a little bit higher up than times. And this is where I'm starting to look at the little ephemeras and stuff. Now, she had this little You're the Best flag right there. But I end up taking that off. It doesn't stay because it just kind of didn't feel like hers was about a single, is her cool kid, I guess, her child, and that kind of made a little bit sense. But for me, I decided after looking at it, I go, I don't know if you're the best really makes any sense. I'm gonna take that off. But for the moment, I'm kind of looking at all these versatile stars. I do like the cascade of stars. Now she had this cool, I think, paper folding technique in there with it was a little bit different. She had like outline, and then she had paper folded flowers up in there. She had a lot of dimension in her layout. I didn't have all that. I didn't do all that. I just used flat stars. So I'm having to add a little dimension other kind of ways, which I used the chipboard stars off the chipboard sheet that comes with the collection. And then I do end up adding some of the little enamel stars. I just love those little enamel stars. Y'all, I'm almost out of my little enamel shapes. It makes me a little bit sad. Here's where I'm looking for those chipboard stars, and I find just a couple. I've gone through those as well. Again, I think I've done a layout similar to this where it's all grungy and stars and all that, but this is definitely a favorite. I do like this one. I do find this little piece of ephemera here. It just says, well, on the side it says figure, and there's like a random number, and it says top priority. I just like the blue interspersed in there, and this is where I think I'm going to decide to take that piece of ephemera off there and go, nope, you're not saying. Then I thought one of a kind, nope, that's not going to make any sense either. So it goes away. I don't put them back on there. Then I do have these little word phrases, like this one says, too legit to quit. There's another that says, like a boss, and then there's another that says, reach for the stars. I believe I actually cut those from a sheet of paper. I don't believe those came in, in fact, I'm almost certain they were not in the ephemera. The sheet, one of the sheets of paper has actual, like little word phrases that you can cut apart. I guess you might call it a cut apart sheet, I guess. Anyway, those were in there, and I'm pretty certain I cut those out for, you know, another layout. I had some other words or something, and I just had these extras, and I like those. And then I find I realized I have this little, I saw that I had the one little piece of just cardstock lightning bolt, and then I go, oh wait, I got some little chipboard lightning bolts over here, and I kind of like that too, so I put that on either side of the picture there. And now I'm kind of, I don't actually know what I'm doing. I can't see my hands. Oh, I'm getting my foam squares. I think I'm going to put, I'm going to put some foam squares up underneath like a boss. It actually was a little bit higher. I kind of wanted it a little not as thick, but after I put the squares on there, I go, well, you are what you are. I was just trying really to fill in where the stars kind of wasn't, because it seemed like I had a little bit of lift on those. But in the end, it's okay. I like it. It puts it like a boss up a little bit higher. This is an event for our side hustle business, so that's kind of why the messaging here is like, you know, like, again, too legit to quit, reach for the stars, like a boss. It's a business meeting, essentially. And so that's kind of the message behind all these little phrases here. But we're there together as a family. We're doing it as a family. So anyways, I'm going to scuff the edges of these little word phrases here, too, because it looked a little strange to me that they were just normal. And I decided I needed to scuff them to make them look right. So I'm going to do all three of these word phrases here in just a second. And that takes me just a minute. I'm going to take off my little foams, and then I'll go up to the other two, I think. And they do cross over some of the stars. I thought about tucking, well, I do actually tuck the too legit to quit, the very far left, up underneath the star, and it looks good. I couldn't figure out a way to tuck the reach for the stars underneath anything for it to look right. So it does kind of lay over the top of some of the stars, which is fine. It's totally fine. I think even on hers, she has hers laying over the top. Now, I will tell you on hers, she had a little bit of stitching, it looks like. And y'all, I just don't do stitching. I don't have a sewing machine. I don't have a needle one. One of my greatest fears, and this is a little bit of a silly fear, is I want to get some challenge or some hop, and one of the things will be stitching. And I'm like, well, it's going to have to be faux stitching. I do have some cool stamps that look like stitching, so I could always do that. I did not do that here, though. I just leave it just my own thing. I didn't put no stitching on here. This is where I'm looking, where I go, okay, I can put that too legit to quit. The left-hand side can go up underneath that little star there. And I kind of like how that looks. I'm going to glue that down, use my ATG. Anyway, so this was just a cute little old selfie my daughter took, and we were all dressed up. And this was actually in Oklahoma. In fact, I think what I'm going to end up doing is writing the event name. Looking at this layout, I'm trying to figure out where I can write it now, because I did put some little tab things on there. I may not do that. We'll have to see. I might write it on the back just so I can keep up with it. Here's where I'm just gluing down some of these little stars, these little ephemera stars. There's still I shouldn't say quite a few. I still have a handful left. I think I have enough. I said in the beginning I had that one piece of paper with the dark paper with the stars on it. I still have that sheet of paper left, and I still have some scraps. So I think I'm going to be able to get one more layout out of this collection. Y'all, I have loved this collection. One of my favorites, honestly. And they have a new one coming out. I saw Anna actually put an email out the other day, and I'm like, oh, I need that. I'm going to have that. I'm terrible. Actually, I say that. I've done really good getting through my stash, y'all. I have made so many layouts this year, almost one a day. Not every single day, because if we're traveling or something like that, I don't get to. But I've made a layout, more than 20 layouts every month. And in a couple months here, I've done 30. So I've done quite a few. I have a huge stack of layouts I need to put in books. That's another thing that's kind of scaring me. I should take a picture and show y'all. I might put that on my Instagram because I got so many layouts over there. I haven't gotten books yet. I need to buy some books. But anyways, I've been going through my stash, and I guess I do actually need new stuff. I do have a couple of hip kits and a couple of flavors of the month over there I need to get through too, though. But this has been a wonderful collection. I have really enjoyed it. So this is where I went through my little enamel shapes here, and I've stuck those in there, and I think that looks really cool. I'm going to go through this chipboard again. I don't know that I find anything. I do pick up this one little piece that says, like, yeah, and I kind of fass around thinking maybe I'll put that, maybe I'll put that. I end up actually not putting that, but I do find a couple more stars here, and I think, oh, I could put those on there. So I lay that there for just, no, it's not laid down technically. I think, well, I'll put it next to this star here, but again, I don't actually end up with the banner on there, but I do end up with that star. I'll come back in a second, and I'll put that star on there. You'll see me, because I decide, oh, you need to go on there. I tried an arrow. Why? I don't know. There's not another arrow anywhere on there. It wasn't pointing to anything. That was a little silly, so it immediately come down. And then I put that star, and then I put that blue star. And those do actually go there. I go, oh, okay, I like where you're at. So I'm going to glue them down. And then I'm going to end up putting one more little enamel-shaped star right over the top of the blue star because he's a little bit lonely. And I'm going to add that. And then I think in a second, I don't know what I do next. I think I'm going to go back to my chipboard. Not chipboard, cardstock stickers. I realize I start to pick things up, and I pick up my cardstock sticker sheets, and I go, oh my gosh, I didn't pull anything off these cardstock sticker sheets. And I did notice that she had used these two tabs, and you'll see, oh, wait, so sorry. I got to glue down these darn stars first. These are the chipboard stars. I found another one, and I got to glue it down with my Nuvo glue. Guess I got distracted. I start to pick up, and then I realize the little chipboard sticker sheet, I completely missed it. It was over there on the left-hand side up underneath my scraps. And so I pull out these two little tabs. She had those on her layout, and I saw them, and I thought, oh, yeah, I want to use those. So I lay that one down, and then I put the other one down, and then that is going to be the last thing I do to this layout, unless I'm having a brain fart and I can't remember. But I think that's actually the last thing I do. I'm going to look on here one more time. Wait, what did I pull off there? Oh, lied to you. See, I did lie to you. It's a little old fishtail banner. It says life is good. And I really liked it. And I thought that's kind of pretty. I'm going to put that on here. Where can I put that? Where can I put that? And it goes up underneath like a boss. That's not really part of the sketch either, but that's okay. I liked it anyways. All right, now we're going to slow it down after I've kind of messed around over here and picked some stuff up and show you this layout up close. And then you'll see the stills in just a second. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, don't forget to check out the other ladies and their links. We're also on Instagram, several of us, so you can check out our Instagrams too. And we will see y'all next week. Talk soon. Bye-bye.